Have you ever felt overwhelmed by the chaos of life, as if you're constantly being pulled in every direction by things beyond your control? Maybe it's the never-ending barrage of emails, the unpredictable nature of relationships, or even the relentless cycle of news that seems to fuel more stress than knowledge. In these moments of overwhelm, it might seem like peace of mind is just out of reach, like a mirage on the horizon. But what if I told you that there's an ancient philosophy that offers a roadmap not only to surviving this chaos, but thriving within it? Stoicism, practiced by emperors and slaves alike, provides timeless wisdom on how to navigate the complexities of life with grace, resilience, and clarity. Today we'll delve into how these ancient insights can transform our modern experience, grounding us in a reality that feels both manageable and meaningful. Let's start with a story, a glimpse into the life of one of Stoicism's most renowned practitioners, Marcus Aurelius. Imagine you are in the grand halls of a Roman palace, surrounded by the opulence of the imperial court. Marcus, the philosopher king, is grappling not with the luxuries of his title, but the burdens. As the Roman emperor, his days are littered with Senate debates, military campaigns, and pressing matters of state that demand his constant attention. Yet amidst the clamor, Marcus finds solace not in power, but philosophy. He doesn't seek refuge in the lavish comforts of his station, but in the reflections he pens in his private journal, later known as the Meditations. It's here that he writes, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." For Marcus, this wasn't mere rhetoric, but a practice, a way to maintain his inner peace while leading a vast and often volatile empire. His life exemplifies the Stoic ideal, using reason and mindfulness to cultivate an unshakable tranquility, regardless of external circumstances. Stoicism, with its roots in ancient Greece and further developed in Rome, revolves around a few core concepts that speak powerfully even today. Central to this philosophy is the idea that while we cannot always control what happens to us, we can control how we react. Epictetus, a former slave turned influential teacher, emphasized this distinction with his famous words, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." At the heart of Stoicism is the practice of distinguishing between what is in our control and what is not. This might sound simple, yet it requires profound insight to implement. Consider the analogy of a sailor at sea. He cannot control the wind, but he can adjust his sails. Similarly, Stoics argue that while we cannot dictate the myriad external factors that influence our lives, we can choose our attitudes and actions in response. This mindset encourages a proactive engagement with life, urging us to focus our energy on what we can change, rather than wasting it on futile attempts to control the uncontrollable. Beyond this dichotomy of control, Stoicism places immense value on living in accordance with nature, which in Stoic terms means aligning one's life with reason and virtue. This doesn't imply following a rigid set of rules, but cultivating qualities like wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. These cardinal virtues form the moral compass by which Stoics navigate their lives, grounding them in principles that are as relevant today as they were 2 millennia ago. In modern terms, think of it as developing an ethical framework that guides your decisions and actions, fostering integrity and self-respect. Now you might wonder, in a world so different from that of the Stoics, how do these lessons apply practically to our daily lives? Here's where philosophy meets real life. Imagine waking up tomorrow with a new perspective, armed with Stoic strategies to tackle life's inevitable challenges. First, practice the art of perception. The Stoics taught that while events themselves are neutral, how we perceive them assigns them meaning. If faced with a stressful situation, a delayed flight for instance, ask yourself, is this inherently bad, or am I interpreting it as such? By reframing challenges as opportunities to practice patience and resilience, you shift your mindset from victimhood to empowerment. This shift isn't a denial of reality, but a choice to view the world through a lens of constructive positivity. Next, embrace the power of negative visualization. This might sound counterintuitive, but Stoics regularly contemplated worst-case scenarios to prepare for life's uncertainties. By imagining potential losses or setbacks, you reduce their psychological impact, should they occur, while enhancing your appreciation for what you have. This practice doesn't mean dwelling in pessimism, but acknowledging life's fragility and thus cherishing the present moment more deeply. Then there's the discipline of self-reflection, something modern life often sidelines. Take regular intervals to introspect, evaluate your responses during the day, and align them with your core values. Seneca, another Stoic luminary, recommended an evening review of one's day, what went well, what could be improved, and whether one lived in accordance with virtue. This not only sharpens self-awareness, but also fosters continuous personal growth. Another actionable step is fostering an attitude of gratitude. Stoics recognized gratitude as a key to happiness, urging us to acknowledge and appreciate the good in our lives, however small it may seem. In doing so, we cultivate an abundance mindset that combats the perpetual dissatisfaction and comparison prevalent in modern society. Start each day by jotting down 3 things you're grateful for, no matter how mundane. This simple habit can refocus your attention on the positives, boosting your mood and resilience. Lastly, consider the Stoic practice of voluntary discomfort. By occasionally stepping out of your comfort zone, whether through physical challenges like cold showers or fasting, you build mental fortitude and gratitude for your everyday comforts. This isn't about self-imposed hardship, but a strategic exercise in resilience building, reminding you that you're capable of enduring difficulties with grace. The true beauty of Stoicism lies in its practicality and accessibility. These practices don't require grand gestures or drastic lifestyle overhauls. Instead, they weave seamlessly into the fabric of your daily routine, offering a steady compass to navigate life's complexities with a calm, focused mind. In conclusion, Stoicism invites you to cultivate an inner fortress against the chaos of the external world. By practicing perception, negative visualization, self-reflection, gratitude, and voluntary discomfort, you build a toolkit for resilience and peace. So as you embark on your day, carry these Stoic lessons with you, knowing that strength lies within your grasp, waiting to be realized. As Marcus Aurelius wisely noted, true power comes from within. Embrace this philosophy and transform adversity into an ally on your journey to a life of meaning and fulfillment.